MMA. My next guest will be back in action on May the 10th at Shamrock FC 354 when he takes on Darian Weeks in the main event. And of course, it is Max Choriev on the show. Max, how are you?
Yes, sir. How you doing? I'm good. Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Nice to talk to you. And as I was saying before we started the interview, I'm excited for this fight, you and Darian. This is really a marquee regional fight, right? Shamrock FC, it's the main event. I will say this, the one thing I was surprised about when I first saw this, it's not for a title. How is this not for a title?
That I have no idea. That I have no idea. You gotta ask the promotion. You gotta ask Jesse Finney, Rob Donaker. You gotta ask those guys. I am the main event, so that is exciting. I am the main event. This is my second main event for Shamrock, so it is exciting. But I'm excited about that.
No doubt. When you first heard the opponent, obviously this is a guy that's been in the UFC, has made it to the top level here. This is a big fight, big name. You beat this guy. I think maybe it proves that you're ready for that next step. Is that kind of the same way you're viewing it?
For sure. I've been trying to get a fight for since like January, but I've been a lot of promotions can't find me opponents. I tell everybody like I fight anybody. If you breathe air, fair game. I'll fight you. I don't care. Say make the weight. I don't. That's fine with me. And they gave me a couple opponents, but a lot of them fell through. And they gave me Darian Weeks. I was like, I'll fight him. I've been asking for a UFC vet or Bellator vet for a minute now, and because I know my skill set, and I feel like I'm at that level where I can show people that I am that level.
Mhm. And there's a lot
So
of tape on him. 3 fights in the UFC. He hasn't gotten a win, but he's been in there with some high level competition. I mean, he fought Ian Gary, Brian
mhm.
Barberena, Johan Lainez. So again, top level competition he's been in there with. What did you think of his UFC stint and the tape that you saw from him?
um, you can tell he's a tough fighter. He's mentally tough for sure, but you have to be a well-rounded. And in my opinion, he's not as a well-rounded fighter. To be in the UFC and like to stay in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like getting in the UFC is not hard. Like a lot of people fighters can get there, but maintaining your position in the UFC is the harder part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just don't think he has a skill set to be there. That's why he got cut. Now I feel like he's coming back. UFC is coming to town, so he's trying to, I guess, get back to UFC. He's trying to get back into the biggest show in the world, and I'm gonna be in his way. So simple as that. He has to get through me, and I don't plan on letting him pass me. He's a stepping stone for me to go to the UFC. You know what I mean? To that
Sure.
position.
So you're saying just your overall skill set, you're just more well-rounded, regardless of where the fight takes place, whether it's a stand and striking battle or if it hits the mat, you're going to get the upper hand regardless of where the fight takes place.
Yes, I think I am a better striker than he is. I think I have a better footwork than he does. I think I have a better wrestling than he does. I think I'm a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. You know, um, I just think I'm well rounded everywhere, and I feel that my stamina cardio will surpass his. I've seen his fights; he gets tired. You know what I mean? So I don't. I'm gonna put the pace on him.
Mhm.
When I go in there, I'm gonna put the pace on him, take him to deep waters, and like let him wear himself out. Then I plan on finishing him. So simple as that.
So you're already 4-0 as a pro.
Mhm.
Does this signify, if you do get this win, that you're ready for that next step? Do you believe if you beat Darian Weeks, if you finish Darian Weeks, that you're going to get that call to the big show?
I mean, I don't know. Like I've been trying to get it. I mean, possibly this year. I don't know if this is gonna be the fight, but it would be great if this was a fight. If I'm gonna put on like a little nice little knockout or something, that will definitely UFC will definitely look into me for sure. Because I know I'm on their radar for sure. Because I'm already talking to I'm signed with Sucker Punch, so they know I'm under the radar, so they know of me for sure.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that. Tell me about just your growth as a fighter since you've turned pro and everything. Is there like one area that you feel like you just made like a lot of strides in that you just become way better at than you maybe before you turned pro?
Uh, Comfort in the cage, and also, I mean, I've been comfortable for a while, but I'm getting more comfortable in the cage, and my fluidity, the way I mix up my striking with my grappling, I think that's gotten better overall. Um, and I think I just getting better, especially my body's maturing. I'm about to hit my prime. I'm just overall becoming a better fighter into another level.
How old
Something
are you
that
now?
I'm 26. I just turned 26 in February. So yeah, my body's about to hit the prime level now where I'm like put the pace on it. Like the next 10 years, I'm gonna be the best shape of my life, the strongest, the fastest I'll be. So it's just a matter of time till I get there and get the belt.
Tell me a little bit about, I guess your background, like as a fighter, like when you fell in love with combat sports and made the decision that I'm going to chase this dream. I'm going to try and make it to the UFC.
So me getting into martial arts, I'm from Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan combat sports is huge. That's like the football of America. I mean, like over there, it's the biggest. So we're known for our boxing, we're known for our wrestling, we're known for our traditional sport crush. It's called crush. It's a martial art. It's a mixture of judo, and we're also known for our judo too. So we produce good fighters. You know what I mean? So as a young age, my uncle did karate and crush, and which I looked up to him and I tried it out and I fell in love with the sport, and that's what got me started. Then I did that for several years. I did Greco wrestling for a little bit, and we had to move to America. And I didn't do any sports from like about age of 8 to age of 15, because of the whole transitioning time. But once I got to high school, end of my middle school years, I started doing wrestling. And after the season was over, I wanted to do something else too, like a combat sport, because I always found it cool to do it. So I got into it. I started doing boxing first, then I then got into kickboxing, then jiu-jitsu. Then I just did overall everything. And I've been, oh, hold on a second, I'm getting a call.
Sure.
Uh, and I and I've been doing it since then, and like just been getting better and better, and I haven't really had any problems with it. I haven't had any walls like that. Everybody I fought, I've been going through without an issue. I have one loss in my record as in my amateur, I believe in my sixth fight, which I was training, but I wasn't training MMA. I was doing conditioning. Where I was training at, a lot of the guys had left to different gyms, and it's a long story, but like that loss, I will never repeat that loss again. So but yeah, that's how I got into MMA and why I've been doing it since I was 15.
Tell me, I know it's mixed martial arts, right? So every single aspect of MMA is very important, right? But if you
Mhm.
had to point to one aspect that's the most important, where you if you don't have that in your back pocket, you could potentially be in trouble. Is it wrestling? Is wrestling the you feel like the one that just kind of maybe is the more important than the others?
Wrestling for sure, and my more than wrestling, I think it's my will to continue. Like when I'm in a cage, like I don't care how depleted I am. I'm gonna push the pace. I'm gonna push the pace. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's my mind then my grappling for
Mhm.
sure. Because my striking is good, but like I can always have that wrestling in my back pocket.
Yeah.
So like, that's that I consider it to be ace in my ace in the card.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've always said that wrestling to me, I feel like a lot of the best fighters that you're seeing nowadays are elite wrestlers. Like if they get in trouble on the feet, they take the that wrestling aspect of their game and can decide where the fight goes. So they can take it down to the ground if they get pieced up on the feet with someone and win a
Yep.
round, right? So
Yep.
who are your favorite fighters to watch nowadays? Is there anyone that like stands out that you just like, oh man, I can't miss it when they fight?
Tuporia. Ilya Tuporia. That dude is another level. He's a year older than me. He's 27, and he became the champion. I'm like, damn, like I'm like slacking. I gotta get that pace. I should be in UFC by now. But everybody matures at different levels. Everybody has their own pace, and I can't be focusing on too much on other people. So I tried to focus on myself, and yeah. But yeah, Ilya is one of my favorite fighters. I like to watch. Max Holloway, he's always entertaining. Just his nice little knockout he got against Gaethje just recently. Good. So but yeah, those guys are one of my favorite fighters. Who else I can think of? As
There's
of right
so
now,
many.
I mean, there's so many, but like Khabib is one, Connor. Everybody got their own unique things they put in the sport, which I like, but I don't have a specific fighter I'll just look up to and just like and idolize or anything like that.
Okay. No, fair enough. A lot of good fighters to choose from. There's no doubt about that. Tell me, obviously, with you're fighting, obviously that's your number one priority, but like, do you have a full-time job too? Like, what's that balance like to pay the bills and still train?
So yeah, I actually have a trucking company with my brother. I work from home. I work mobilely, so like I get to move my schedule around the around my training. So like that's the nice thing about it. Because I had to work at like working for other people, and it would just not, I was not able to focus on training like how I would with my own business.
Mhm.
So with that, like that's one of the reasons my brother and I got together and like, hey, bro, like, we talked about it and like we decided to open our own trucking company. And so far, I've been doing that for the past year and a half now, 2 years.
Okay.
Yep,
Perfect. Well, it makes it easy to be able to train when you need, right? So it's a perfect situation for you to be in.
yep, for sure, for sure.
Tell me, camp man, who have you had around you to help get you ready for Darian Weeks?
So when I mean, I was getting ready for this for a fight in general. I didn't know who it was. I just was training. But once I got the opponent, it was Darian Weeks. I actually went up to Fortis MMA down in Dallas, Texas. I got some good rounds with those guys for two weeks. I just came back to Michigan just recently. This is my first week back, and I've been getting some good work in with my coach, Joaquin Mercelago, and my buddies Mo, and I've been getting some rounds with Chaos Williams. And I was training with the Joaquin Buckley right before I left to Texas. So I was getting a good UFC vet work. You know what I mean? So
Pers-
I'm should be good on that.
Yeah, I saw a picture you were in with my guy Mondo Gutierrez too. Are you pretty close
Uh,
with Mondo?
Yeah, he's one of my favorite guys I like to train with. He's a smaller guy, but he's very knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. So whenever I have questions or something or grappling, striking, whatever, he's well rounded. He could be a coach. Honestly, in my opinion, he could be a coach, and he's very knowledgeable. So anytime I have questions, I talk to him and ask him, dig his brain a little bit. So yeah, Mondo is very knowledgeable of the sport and a great fighter.
Yeah, no doubt. He's the man. I love talking to him. This fight will be at 170. What do you typically walk around at? What's the weight cut like for you to get to welterweight?
So normally, if I'm like eating like if I don't have a fight coming up, I'm just eating whatever. I get up to over 200, like over 200. But like since I've been preparing to get a fight for since January, I've been maintaining a lower weight, which is about like between 185 and 190. So I've been staying low. But as of right now, 2 weeks out, I'm walking around like 184, 180. Like I wake up in around 83, but throughout the day, I'm walking around like 84, 85.
So you're a good
So
size welterweight. Like you're good. You're
yeah,
good size for the class.
I'm dense. I don't look big, but I'm dense. Like if you have grapple, like people that have grappled against me, they can tell that I have that welterweight strength, but I don't look big. I'm just dense. You know.
Okay. Well, you're going to be a problem, man, for the welterweights here moving forward. There's no doubt. Again, Shamrock FC 354, May the 10th. You're the main event. Darian
Yep.
Weeks is the opponent. What's the travel like? If you're in Michigan now, this fight will be in Missouri. What is that travel like? I guess I'm unfamiliar with that area.
It's about 8 hour drive. Um, so normally I get there a week ahead. Spend some time with my family, focus on weight cut. But with it's the beginning of the season for trucking. So we have a lot of work here, and all my documentation's like here. So I'm gonna be here till Wednesday, literally the day before the weigh-ins. So I'm gonna be my wife should be she's gonna be driving over there. So I'm gonna be just in the passenger seat, living my life, just, cutting weight, and my wife is gonna drive us over there.
Okay. And you expecting a lot of people to be in attendance supporting you come fight night? Have you sold a lot of tickets?
Yeah, I sold quite a bit of tickets. I believe I sold over 100. So it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud. I'm excited. I'm gonna get to see a lot of people I haven't seen since like what my last fight. Really, it's been like 6 months. So I'm excited.
And I got to tell you, man, just as a fan, right? Like, I mean, I do the media thing, I interviews and all that, but I'm a fan first, just like I think we all are, right? All love watching the sport. I get so hyped up when a good song comes on, when a fighter's walking to the cage. I just can't help but get pumped up. What's
Yep.
like the best walkout music for you? Like, give me some insight. Have you decided on this walkout song?
Oh yeah. So I like to walk out to like warrior shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like that shit gets me in my like mind right. You know what I mean? Like before the fight, I hear it. I just wake up. I'm like, all right, it's the game time. So like a lot of drums, like heavy bass drums, like something like that. Um, but yeah, I haven't really chosen a music for it. But I'm probably gonna keep the same music as the last time.
And what
I
was
have
that?
it's a Turkish song. It's a heavy drum. It's a heavy drums music. It's like a I don't know how to describe it. Like it's you gotta hear it. I'm just gonna say you just gotta hear it. Are you gonna be at the
Okay.
fights?
No, I live in Maine, man, so I'll
Okay.
be watching on TV.
But yeah, if you hear, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. It's gonna get you goosebumps. Like get you waking up. Like you're ready to go.
Okay, very cool, man. I'll be looking forward to that walkout song, making your
Uh,
entrance into the cage again. Darian Weeks, we've talked about him already a little bit. He does have 4 TKO victories, 2 submission victories, so he is well rounded. If you just look at what he's done inside of the cage. Ultimately, Max, what's your prediction here? Do you have one? Do you think this fight goes deep, or are you going to get this guy out of there early?
I think I'm gonna get him out before the second round ends. In my opinion, I think I'll get him out of there before the end of the second round. So I feel pretty confident in that, and like, you know, so yeah, that's only time could tell. We're about to go out there and put on the show, see how it is.
Will you be disappointed, like if you do win a decision? I mean, again, like
No,
nowadays, like you never know like what the judges are looking at. So I have to imagine you guys, if you're in a close fight, you're kind of sweating bullets before you get a decision if you go that far, right? Is that something that you think about?
no, if it goes to decision, it goes to decision. And like to me, it doesn't matter. Like I don't plan on taking a decision, but if it goes to decision, I'm gonna put the work. I'm gonna put the pace on him. So like I'm not too worried about it. If it goes to decision, I'm pretty confident that I will get the W.
Okay.
Like oh, like I'm very confident.
Can't wait to watch, man. Again, Shamrock FC 354 main event. Max is going to be taking on Darian Weeks in a welterweight bout May the 10th. Great time today, man. I appreciate the interview. Before we do sign off here, I want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, floor is yours.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody that bought the tickets. I appreciate you guys for coming out and showing me love. And I'd like to thank all my sponsors. You know, they're the reason why I get to, do what I do. And I just I'm just ready. I like to thank Shamrock for letting me put on a show for my people. So yeah, overall thank you to everybody that's been showing me support, and let's get this money.